Shosita as well. Okay. Why are you laughing?
So cute.
You want me to be bigger?
No, you're just move everywhere.
Okay. Okay. Planetary boundaries. Okay. Yeah, let's start. Uh, what is planetary boundaries? Is the boundary of something? Yes, boundaries of the like the limit of the working space of the world. Like how can we use some resource of the world without causing any like catastrophic or big problems to the world? We call planetary boundaries or planet or world limit if you want to, if it's easier for understanding. I didn't uh, come up with this word by myself, but this was invented and well recognized in all over the world by this institution, the Stockholm University. They have a Stockholm Resilience Center of sustainability science for biosphere stewardship. Okay, so this is well recognized in the world. Okay, first I want to tell you about the meaning of of this uh, of this word of the planetary boundary first. Is a safety. Why this move? Oops. Okay, safety operating space for humanity is for everyone. Could be achieved for the sustainable development. Okay, safe operating space is mean that we live, we like use water, we like using energy, we consuming things. Okay, in should all the activities of the human should not be over this limit. Okay, this limit that the Stockholm University Institute have established this limit. Okay, okay. So how to they think that this limit we can reach it, we can operate our activities, human activity by the sustainable development or sustainable life. Okay, they have nine boundaries. They have nine boundaries, but for sustainable developments, we have 17. Have you ever heard of this before? The Sustainable Development Goals, the SDG. Have you ever heard or ever seen like the colorful palette of the 17 goals like this before?
No.
No? Okay, fine. Tong.
Yeah, I ever seen this picture is about something that Mahidol University want to achieve in some policy about environmental.
Yes, yes. Good, good. Continue. Oh, that's it. Okay. Okay. Yes. Good that you know have seen it. But if you haven't seen it, it's fine. No problem. Uh, these 17 goals are at first they call UN Sustainable Development Goals. You know UN, right? The United Nations. It's like the like every nations like the majority of nations in the world comes up together and have the like the global meeting of the goals. Where should we walk? Where should we where should we walk through? And what is the goals of the development in like in 2030, in 2050? Where should we be? Okay. What how should we like goals? We have 17 goals, like poverty, zero hunger. You can see the 17 goals like this. This is like the roadmap to they have this is the goal, but each goal have the roadmap, have the sub goal, have the roadmap how to achieve each goal. Okay, it's not only the Mahidol University goal, but it's the global scale. Okay, for the UN, for like every nation. Now they dropped the name of the UN because some of many countries that doesn't that uh, don't include it in the UN at first wants to be achieved in this goal. Okay. Okay. That's sustainable development. But when we talk about the planetary boundaries, remember the safe operating space. We have 9 boundaries. Okay, and these boundaries is how when you see this one, okay, for the Stockholm University, you see this center have one word inside is resilience. Has anyone know the word resilience? Or you can send me the emoji if you know it, thumbs up. If you don't know it, just crying emoji. If you don't want to talk to me.
Yes. You said and in the last card.
Okay, in the last part. Okay, but I can't remember. I said to you. Okay. Okay, so I've talked about this, right? About the resilience, right? I've talked about it. So the resilience, I will talk it again. Don't worry. The resilience is the like the adaptability of the state of the subject to the changing environment. Okay, ability to recover from or adjust easily to misfortune or change. So if the environmental change has occurred, you can adapt yourself to the environment that has been changed. That's okay. That's a resilience. Okay. The other things of the other aspect of the planetary boundary is they are quantitative. It means that many of this boundary of the 9 boundaries, the scientists has quantified. Okay, that no, they don't have like the blandly talking like, oh, you should not do that. You should not use your internal combustion car because it will harm the world. But they have quantified. They have quantified what is the boundaries that we should not go into the numbers. Okay, into the numbers. I will talk to it in each number again. Don't worry. Okay, quantitative. And they say that crossing these boundaries increasing risk of the generating the large scale catastrophe or large scale problems to the world, and it may be the irreversible changes. Okay, the problem is, have we crossed these boundary yet? Okay, do you have an opinion that out of 9 boundaries, how many boundaries have we crossed them yet? Yes,
The climate?
climate change.
Uh-huh. Mm.
How many of these 9? But you don't know each 9. Okay, what the boundaries? Okay. ต้องคิดว่าเราใช้โลกไปเยอะไหมครับตอนนี้
Yes.
Yes, yes. Just yes. Okay, good. Okay, so I will skip this. Okay. Okay. For the resilience of the environment or of the ecosystem, if we like they have buffer like in the sea, if we like or in the climate, if it's warmer, just a little bit warmer or a little bit colder, the organism or animals and plants can adapt themselves to the environment. But if it's much warmer, like hotter, like climate change, or like 3 or 4 or 5 degrees Celsius warmer, sometimes the animals and plants cannot adapt to the environment. You see that this is the coral reef. You know coral reef, right? Coral
Mhm.
reef. If there's like 1 or 2 Celsius degree warmer, it's okay. They can adapt. They can adapt themselves. But if it's over 2 degrees Celsius for a long time, they will the coral will extinct. Okay, and you know the coral.
Mhm.
Coral is the plant or the animals or
Animal, I
other.
think.
Coral is animals, right?
Mhm.
Okay, coral is animal, but coral can live in the calcium structure by uh, like living themselves with the cooperative with the algae. Okay, if
Mm.
there's a too warm for the coral, they will move or they will die or they will die off in this coral reef, and the algae will dominate that reef. Okay. Yes. Okay. These diagrams that I showed you, they have a 9 operating space, which is the 9 planetary boundaries. Okay. As you see, we've crossed to the red zone of many of the boundaries. Okay. Okay, we see that the zones, the green and yellow zone that we have in cross, they are the land system change here on the left, the freshwater change, ocean acidification, atmospheric aerosol loading, and stratospheric ozone depletion. Okay,
Mm.
have you ever heard or known of it all or any of these aspects, any of these the boundaries that this is new to me? Any of them are new to you?
In some category, it's new for me.
Okay,
Like
like
ocean acidification.
okay,
Mm,
what about you? Yeah,
I think it's the ozone depletion.
have you ever heard of this before?
Yeah, I
Also.
heard about it, but I never heard about anyone to calculate.
Mm, okay, but this one is like we we are very green. We are in a very green zone. Okay,
Mm.
I will tell you why then. Sorry. The other aspects that we have crossed uh, is this one, changing in the biosphere integrity. Okay, especially the genetic diversity. You see that there's a first one, functional integrity. The other one is genetic diversity. Okay, the diversity that we taught since the very first class of this course, we have crossed it. Okay. Climate change, yes, as you mentioned, they have 2 subcategories, which are the CO2 concentration is like we are reaching the limit, but radiative forcing now we've crossed. And the other things that the thing that we crossed is the introduction of the novel entities is like the new substance or the something that we don't know. We just invented or synthesize it in this century. Okay, and the other thing, but this one is tricky. After I taught many of the students They don't know yet. They don't. They still don't know about the last one. The modification of biogeochemical flows. Have anyone heard of this before? Biogeochemical flows. Biogeochemical flow. Thumbs up or sad face or open your mind.
It's about the usage of nitrogen, some mineral, right?
Mhm.
I'm not sure, but
Yeah, like that. Okay. But why we use the nitrogen this much? This is because we do the agriculture. Okay. We do the agriculture and the nitrogen is the very crucial. It's the critical part of the agriculture. Okay. When we put the fertilizer to the plants. Okay. You see that? Sorry? Pardon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The when we gonna like grow the plant as they're growing the like vegetable in the farms, you have to put the fertilizer, the synthetic fertilizer into the farm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that synthetic fertilizer has the three numbers, the NPK fertilizer. I don't know in China what's it you call. The N is nitrogen, the P is phosphorus, and the K is phosphorus. So P is phosphorus. Okay, sorry, that's the main ingredient for the fertilizer that you put in to the plants in the farm. Okay, to the vegetables, to the corn, to anything, to the feeding for the animal farm like that. And we put it in the soil. We put it in the soil, and everything you put it in the soil goes to the water. Okay, just underground water or surface water, like in the river, in the canals, or in the underground water after the rain. Okay, like that.
Mm.
You see, okay, okay. And now we are crossing. They have thought that we have crossed about the 6 boundaries out of 9 boundaries. Okay. Okay, we look into each of the boundaries. The first one that you mentioned is the one that we are not crossed them yet. Okay, maybe cross sometimes, but now we can step back to the operating zone, to the green zone again. Okay, is the stratospheric ozone depletion. Okay, you know the word stratosphere? Stratosphere is a layer. Is the atmosphere. We have the tropospheric, which is the atmosphere that we live in. Okay, and upper the 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 layer above is the stratospheric, and this layer is like it's like the surface. It's like the uh, peeling the outer space, it's like the outer layer of the world. Okay, we have ozone. Why we have ozone?
Because
Because
the
the ozone.
carbon dioxide.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Because the carbon dioxide.
Uh-huh.
dioxide.
Carbon
Uh-huh.
dioxide. Okay. It's like you mentioned about the carbon dioxide. Yes. The ozone has something to do with the carbon dioxide, but you see that the ozone is blocking something in this picture.
Mm.
What does it block? They block the UVC, right? Okay. Human and animals and plants needs UV. Okay, we need UV, but
Mm.
we need only UVA and UVB for what? Why we need UVB? Think of the reptiles. UV makes you like look older, right? That's
Mm.
why when you are going out goes to the outdoor, goes to like to the university, you have to put the sunblock first, right? Everyone puts
Yeah.
sunblock. Okay, but we still need UVA and UVB for the synthesis of vitamin. Drum roll.
or D3
Yes, D3. Yes. That's why we can metabolize the calcium. Normally, we need UV, right? But UVC is the other thing. UVC makes your skin be cancer. Yes, makes the skin cancer. Okay, and not only the skin cancer. UVC destroying the DNA of animals, plants, and other living organisms. They change, they alter the DNA. So when they alter your skin DNA, that means you can be sick with the skin cancer. Okay. Yes. Ozone is good for us if they are in the stratospheric. They are like 70 kilometers above us. Okay, but ozone at our atmosphere is not good. Okay, but ozone help us in the stratosphere by blocking the sunlight, blocking the UVC. Okay, you see on the bottom part of this picture, they have acute and chronic effects of the UVC to us, like the screening of the hyperpigmentation or carcinogenesis, which is may cause cancer. Okay, this is the effect of the UV radiation. Yes, we need UV, but if it's too much, it will cause problems to many of the organ systems. Yes. Okay. After heal, your skin will be like aged. Okay. So this is the layer of the atmosphere. Okay, we see that the ozone is here. Okay, to dimming to like filter the UVC and some of the UVB. Okay. Sorry. Okay. This is to the text. Okay. Okay, that more UV to the ground has the skin cancer higher incidence of skin cancer to the human, terrestrial, marine mammals, and other thing is why they put it in the planetary boundaries, because once we have Antarctic ozone hole, why we have this hole, the big hole that UV can be straight, can be radiated straight to the world. Why? Because it's human made. Okay? Because the thing, anthropogenic. Anthropo is mean, what is the meaning of the anthropo? Anthro. It's mean human. Genic is made. So anthropogenic is human made. Okay? Human made ozone depleting chemical substance. Okay? Guess what? What is the chemical is also depleting chemical substance? Have you had any idea?
ODC?
Huh?
ODS?
ODS. Oh, very good. ODS. Very good. Oh, it's just the abbreviation. Okay. The ODS, the ozone depleting substance. Okay.
Mm.
And we have the Montreal Protocol. Montreal Protocol was signed by many of the countries, like 200 countries, like since like 30 or almost 40 years before. Okay, is to limit the ODS using, and these ODS, okay, are the CFC chlorofluorocarbons. Okay, CFC or chlorofluorocarbons. Where are they? And what did we use it for? We used the CFC in the past, like 30 or 40 years before. We use it for the making some coolants, making the
Oh,
coolants like in the air condition, in the
refrigerator?
refrigerators. Okay, yes. Anything you want to add?
Mm,
Okay.
like something spray?
Yes, in the spray also. But now we don't use it anymore. Okay. But in the past we use it for the spray, the like uh propellants and many things. And all the thing, all of the CFC was shed into the atmosphere and then goes up because they are uh lighter than the atmospheric air. Okay, they're going up to damaging the ozone layer. Okay, at first we use it a lot because it's easy to use, and we see that they have no toxic to human or animals in the biological level. Okay, but when we dump it more and more, so we now that the human can see that, oh, there's a problem with the ozone layer at the south pole of the world. Okay, other than CFC we have HCFCs. Okay, HCFC is worse than CFC because they are also considering greenhouse gas. Okay, and it's worse than the CO2. As you see, it's the 2,000 times more potent to be the greenhouse gas than the CO2. Okay. Now it's being phased out and substituted with the HFC, hydrofluorocarbon, not hydrochlorofluorocarbon. HFC is not HCFC. Okay. For the developed countries, they don't use this now, but for the developing countries, we are phasing out. Okay, this is a Montreal Protocol logo, and yes, at first, in the 1979, we still can see that at the South Pole, at the Antarctica, and uh, some part of the South America, we see the hole in the ozone layer at the South Pole. Okay, and it got worse and bigger, but now uh, it's recovering. The ozone layer is recovering. Okay, and uh it's not growing larger anymore. Okay, it's like the stable and keep keep being better. Okay, this is like when they have the projection, have the calculation with and without Montreal Protocol. They have the model for the ozone layer. Okay, with Montreal Protocol, yes, we have with the real situation now. Uh, the ozone layer all over the world is still okay. You see, it's not reaching the blue ones. But without Montreal Protocol, it's going to be more blue and maybe give darker blue like this. Okay, this means the whole world is when it reaches like this, it means the whole world is vulnerable to the UVC, and yes, many living organisms will get cancer and die later. It's like a mass extinction. Okay, but thanks that we can solve the problem just before the worst worst point can be achieved, can be going to the okay. Just before we go into the worst part. Okay, that's the story of the ozone stratospheric ozone depletion. Okay. Okay. Next. Okay. I don't want to talk about this much because we have talked about this in many of the classes, which is the loss of the biodiversity and extinctions. Okay. You know the word extinction already. Okay. So normal for the normal situation, the extinction and speciation or the birth of a new species is like the same. And now we keep have the extinction is keep getting higher, higher, and now is they are speculated that the scientists has calculated that the extinction rate is like more than 1,000 times than the speciation rate. So now they call that we are in the mass extinction event. Okay, that this is a sixth mass extinction event in the for the world record. Okay, last time that the world got the mass extinction event is the extinction of what? Guess what? 65 million years ago. We have the fifth mass extinction that makes the measure of the organism. We lost all of them. Guess what? What species that lost?
ไดโนเสาร์
Yes, dinosaur or dinosaur in Thai. In English, it's dinosaur. It's lost.
อ๋อ dinosaur
Dinosaur. And in Chinese,
恐龙
okay, ไม่ใกล้เคียงเลย not even close to dinosaur. Okay, again,
恐龙
Hoplo.
恐
Does it
龙
mean the big lizard or something?
It's just a species name.
Oh, species name. Okay, okay. You see that the fifth mass extinction is the loss of dinosaur. Loss of all of the dinosaurs in the world are like vanished, wiping out. So, but now is the sixth one. We are in the starting point of the sixth mass extinction. Okay. Okay, this is like the picture that shows you about how the proportion of the threatened or not threatened compared to in each of the species groups or each of the order, like avian, the birds, the mammal, the amphibians, the plants. Oh, the plants is like the majority of the plants are now in danger. Like that's okay. Okay, this is the from the 5 or 6 years before. The number may be changed now, but it's the 40% of the land and marine-based species are now, marine mammals are now extinct. Okay. Okay, and the rate of extinction is keep getting higher and higher. Okay, in the rate that that is the very sharply increased. Okay, you see, like this, the rate of the extinction. Okay, cumulative extinctions as a percent of the all species that they evaluated. Okay, the background you see the dotted lines here is the background. Background is mean that if that there's a background extinction level that human doesn't like intervene. But here the colorful lines is like the effect of the development in many of the anthropogenic events. Okay. They
How
are sharply increased
how it
after
how is different between A and B อะค่ะพี่เน
uh A and B. There's two models of I'm not remember clearly, but there's two models that they have calculation of the calculations.
อ๋อ
Okay, like that. Okay, you can go to this Science Advanced journal for the details. But that's but both of the models are you see
Increase.
that they are like keep getting like sharply
Increasing.
increased in
Mhm.
after the Industrial Revolution. Okay, you know about the Industrial Revolutions.
Mhm.
Okay, because before Industrial Revolution, we like when we make things, we make by hand. We make one piece by one piece. When we make things, we make the like the shoes, like our cloth. We make pieces by pieces, sewing by hand. But after Industrial Revolution, we have the machine. We have the factories. We have the people working in the factory ways. Like for one shoes, one man didn't do all the things. We didn't do the sole, the upper part, but one man do only one job, and this product send it through the pipeline to one man to the one man. One man only makes soles to the other personal to the other person, make the upper part, make the rubber, make the anything, any parts. Okay, only one part, and it's make the production of the production of many things that we consume higher and higher. So after we produce, the production rate is higher, so the consumption rate is also higher. Okay, and these are the developments in the past, and they don't know about the how they harm the world. Okay, at that point at that time. Um, okay, and we're talking about the extinctions. Many of the animals are now extincted, and now there's many of the animals that this is like the famous extinct species. Have you ever heard of any of them? Okay, by the river dolphin. Okay, we talk about that. Okay, have you ever heard about the dodo moa? Moa or dodo?
Oh, Dodo. Dodo, I
Dodo.
know.
Okay,
Mm.
so you watch Doraemon, right?
Oh, no, no.
No,
But I mean, Dodo, I think we, on some class, we have his picture.
really? Okay, what about the ibex?
I,
Ibex.
mm,
Ibex is like the mountain goat, and it's gone extinct, and we can. It's the only animals that we can achieve the process of the extinction, reverse the extinct. Okay. The woolly mammoth, I know that all of you have known about have heard or see the woolly mammoth. Have you know about this one, the top right, the thylacine? It's like a tiger combined with the dog.
no.
It's like it's in Australia. Okay, there's a Tasmanian dog, Tasmanian tiger. Sorry. Okay, Many of them have gone as extinct in this century. Okay, like this one, Tasmanian. There are passenger pigeons also. Okay. But the biodiversity loss affect us is affect of the ecosystem service. Okay, and it's like we have talked about this many times. Okay, ecosystem service is everything we need for living: air, food, shelter, medicine, clean water, clean air, like that. Okay. Okay, and what should we do next? Okay, we have talked many times in many classes that we should protect the habitat, protect the integrity of living system, enhancing the habitat not to be fragment or land use change, like that, improving the connectivity to when we talk about the corridor, right? With Dr. Yai Ratanavat, the class, okay, and with the future researchers, okay. Okay, next is the chemical pollutions. We will talk about this later. Okay, chemical pollutions like the emission of toxic and long-lived substance like heavy metals, synthetic organic pollutants, and radioactive materials also. Radioactive is maybe we call the novel entities also. We just found it. We just discovered how to use the radioactive materials for generating energies in just century ago, less than less than 200 years. Okay, it's like quite new for the world, right? Because the world has the age of the world is like 4,300 million years. Okay, for 1 or 200 years is we consider very very new. Okay, to the cosmic calendar. Okay, and this pollutions is like has the irreversible effect because many things that we release it to the world surface has linger on and still be there, not going anywhere, not going anywhere or not just vanishing easily. Okay, uh, the effect is on physical environment and living organisms. Okay, the effect to the living organism has the effect on the health, effect on health also, effect on fertility, effect on the genetic materials like DNA, or we have a mutated uh, DNA mutated organic substance mutated in genetic level, like that. Okay, and I've taught you about the bioaccumulation and biomagnifications of the chemical pollution. Okay, the bioaccumulation is like when you grow up, you have this kind of chemicals or this kind of pollutants more and more in your body. And biomagnification, magnify, it's like when you eat it in the food chain, and it is the concentration of the pollutants is keep getting higher and higher and higher in each trophic levels. Okay. Okay. I have shown you about this. Okay. About the bioaccumulation and biomagnification, and about this one, the silent spring. I think I have talked about this, the silent spring. Have I talked about this to you? About the silent spring?
Mm,
Yes or no?
no.
Silent spring is the name of the book and the social movement after this book named The Silent Spring have published. Okay, They are like they published about almost 60 years ago in the United States. The author of this book is Rachel Carson. She was in Massachusetts, and she noticed that there's changes in the environment, like why in the past when she grew up, when she was young, she have in the time of the spring season, she heard many of the birds chirping and many of the insects like the crickets, many of the insect sound. But now it's been 1960, 1970. She is silent. That she asked herself why, and uh, she wrote the book by researching and wrote the book. And this book is for the normal people. She used the easy to understand language for the normal people. Now we call it pop science. Pop science book is like a science book that everyone can read, not too goes too deep, not goes too deep into the scientific thing, but all of the result has the scientific fact. Okay, okay, and why the spring is silent? It's because of of the the one. Sorry. Why my slides is vanished? Okay. One thing that made the spring silent is the chemicals that cause DDT and related chemicals that that we used to be the insecticide. We used to kill the mosquitoes and used to kill the many of the insect that was the pest and the insect that was harmful to the plants in the agriculture. Okay, and these chemicals are backed by the big company, right? Because the big companies, they want to sell these chemicals to the farmers, to the households to kill the insect. And what happens after? They kills many of the non-target insect. Okay, they don't know that this is pest or this is good for the environment. They kill all the insect. And who what animal that eats insect? It's bird. Mainly it's bird that eats insects. So these chemicals, the DETs and many of the insecticides that is harmful for them goes to the bodies of the birds, of many birds. And these chemicals makes the egg, make the shell of the eggs soft, and the baby birds could not be born. That is the effect of the chemicals. And without the bird has not been born by the chemicals that the bird eats from the insect. So that means there's no songbirds, there's no chirping. That's made the silent spring. But this is the sum of of the of this book. But there's a many of the aspect and many of the details that has been explained in this book. Okay. Okay. Again, what is the biggest man-made disaster in the world? I have shown you moment before. Biggest man-made disaster in the world. Guess what? I will drink soda.
Industrial Revolution.
Industrial Revolution. It's yes and no, but I'm talking about one big event
hint me.
in you, it's about, it's in the 1986 in deep hint,
Useless ว่ะ
useless hint. Ah, it's 39 years, 38, 39 years before, and it's in Soviet Union. It's in Belarus now. In Russia. It's a big. This event made that area cannot be inhabited with the human. Even now, the human cannot go to that area of
Oh,
this event.
the American used the bomb to Japan.
Ah, no,
Uh,
almost because the area that the Americans use the bombs in Japan are in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? Now they are
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl. Yes, ping pong. You're right. Okay, it's Chernobyl. Chernobyl is the nuclear power plant. That's what the core has been melted down. It's like the radioactive material has been exposed to the atmosphere, and this like this disaster has been this radioactive has been detected by like faraway countries like Sweden or even in England, they can detect the changes in the radioactivity. Okay, so this is the biggest one, and now that area cannot be inhabited with the man. You see that this is the map of the Europe. Okay, and what does this radioactive do or affect the human? They affect many of the organs. They made cancer. They made your the thyroid gland. They made the thyroid has the has a change and made it has the um, cancer also. Okay. Now this is, you see the graph, the annual number of the children around Chernobyl developing thyroid cancer. This is depicting the case per 1 million children. It's like the event is in 1986, and yes, 10 years after, it's keep getting higher and higher. So this is not the one time just bomb boom and then it's okay, but the effect is like 30 or 40 years. It's still continuing. Okay. Okay, this is the very good show from HBO that it's just a mini series of 5 or 6 episodes. You should see. Very good one for showing that what's happened on that day. You see, and what's happened now. So okay, this battery seems important and it's hard to quantify because sometimes it's the novel, but now is the scientists try to quantify it, okay? And in 2023, it's like 2 years before they complete quantifying all of the boundaries. Okay, for the climate change. Okay. For the climate change, we have talked about is by Dr. Pojana, right? For the first class. Okay, you know that about it for many times. I think many of all the best students know about this. Even all the university level students know about the climate change already. Okay, it's because of the climate, the greenhouse gas, and it's trapped the heat inside the world like this. Okay. The main greenhouse gas is, what is the main greenhouse gas of the world? The major majority of the greenhouse gas in the world is tan, tan, tan. Guess what gas is the most potent, or in the name in the term of the amount, what is the most potent greenhouse gas that we found in the world?
carbon dioxide and
That's
methane
Box.
อะไรนะฮะ
and
Pardon?
methane
And methane. Ping pong, ping pong. That's
I think it have a 3
huh?
มันมี3หรือเปล่า
All that there's a meanings of the greenhouse gas, like for nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, but the major is the CO2.
Carbon dioxide. Yeah.
methane. But that's we are talking about the anthropogenic greenhouse gas or man-made greenhouse gas. CO2 comes from combustion. Any of the combustion of any of the energy producing, like the car factory, you have to use heat, and that heat comes from burning coals, burning fuels, burning oils, burning anything, like burning woods, logs, anything to produce the energy, produce heat. But in the real world, the greenhouse gas in atmosphere, you see on your answer is on the right side, the right pie chart. The carbon dioxide is the major one, and yes, methane is number 2, and there's nitrous oxide and CFC, SCFC is the others. Okay, but that's the major gas that is man-made. But for the real situation, the gas that trapped the heat in the world is the greenhouse gas. Is the water vapor, is the H2O. Believe it? Okay. But we don't make it's not the man-made, it's the temperature made. But the water vapor is the gas that trapped the heat. So that's mean when you look into the water cycle in the ecosystem in the world, if there's if the world is warmer, the water in the sea, the water in the surface of the land is change their status from water, liquid water, into the gas, the vapor water. So it's mean if you warm the world by the man-made gas, it causes more heat, and this heat that caused by man-made is keep getting worsened by this heat getting the water in the sea, in the river, in many of the reservoir, from the liquid form that goes into the gas form, the vapor. Okay, it's like the vicious cycle. It kept getting worse and worse and worse. Okay, so to make it better, we should do what we can do to reduce the carbon dioxide and the methane released into the atmosphere. Okay, ไปแล้วนะ Okay, it's too many details. Okay, methane. Actually methane, we have less methane. You see the green one, less methane than the carbon dioxide, but methane is more potent than the carbon dioxide. Okay, more potent, like more than 5 times. But the methane can be easily vanished. Okay, can easily change into the other forms. But carbon dioxide, the scientists say that it will continue in the atmosphere for a longer time. Okay. Go. ยังไม่จบ Okay, and you see this one, the ice cap on the polar keep getting smaller and smaller each year. Okay, this is the graph that tells you about the size of the Arctic sea ice. Arctic sea ice, the size of the ice cap on the north and on the North Pole. Okay, in each time of the year, you see that we have season, we have like winter, and we have summer. Okay, and it keep getting lower and lower. The ice area is smaller and smaller each year. Okay. And yes, it affects many of the animals that lived, especially lived at the North Pole. Okay. And each year we keep getting the broken record of the temperature, higher temperature broken each year. Okay, for now. And the draft is okay. The draft is the dryness, the dryness monitoring in the area is keep getting drier and drier, and this is the driver or the cause of the wildfire also. Okay, so the wildfire is keep getting worse and bigger in the term of area, and keep getting more difficult to put out the wildfire each year. Okay, there's many of the global tipping points. Okay, of the climate change, but the first thing that should not be reached, they say that the Paris range, why they call the Paris range, because we have the Paris Accord or Paris Agreement. Okay, again in 2015. Okay, in a COP 21 or the convention of the many of the people of many of the leaders of the world. Okay, the agreement is in the framework of UN again, United Nations. They want to solve the problems of the world again. Okay, they said that they want to they want to lower their greenhouse emission each year. This was signed in 2016 by all of the countries in the world, including North Korea, including North Korea. Okay, this is a per capita responsibility for the CO2 generated in the atmosphere. Okay, you see that many of the developed countries generate CO2 more than the developing countries or underdeveloped country. Okay, but this is per capita. So you see, China create many of the CO2 emission, but for the per capita, it's okay because in China there's many people in the populations, right? So when you see that on the right side, many of the developed countries is responsible for the CO2 emission, right? Like the United States, UAE, Australia, and sometimes it's not related to the developing level. Like you see the Ukraine, Kazakhstan, and it also create many of the created high level of the CO2 also. Okay, that's convention of the many of the leaders in the world. Okay, you see that this one, Barack Obama here. Okay. I'm not sure about the leaders of the China back then. Is it still Xi Jinping or not? But yes, all the countries in the world gather together to solve the world's problem. Okay, but Mr. Trump is now withdraw the U.S. from this this agreement already. Yeah, that. Okay, this is some of the models that they predict that if we don't do anything, if we don't have the Paris Agreement, the emission will keep getting higher. But if we reduce the target of the CO2 emission to lower the temperature, okay, of the world, will be getting better to the world. Okay, there's many of the pathway that the scientists project or calculated. Okay, and why? I want to say it first that these agreements, what do they agree? What did they agree? They agree that they will lower the greenhouse gas emission to make the world not warmer than the Industrial Revolution temperature level by 2 degrees Celsius. งงไหม? Okay, that why 2 degrees Celsius? Because if the world is hotter by 2 degrees Celsius, the first tipping point or the first irreversible problems will occur, which is coral reef gone away. Okay, you see, if we reach 2 degrees Celsius above the baseline, the baseline is in pre-industrial revolution. Okay, here the coral reef will goes away. We wipe out the coral reef. It's the first tipping point. The other tipping point, but we have to raise the temperature of the world into like 2.5 or 3 is Greenland vanish, Arctic summer sea ice vanish, Alpine glacier wiped out like this. Amazon rainforest wiped out after 4.5. This boreal forest is the forest in the high elevation. Okay, but the first one is coral reef. Will go, and what is the importance of the coral reef? What is the importance of the coral reef?
The coral reef just made like a home for many creatures, and it also bring the balance of the marine system.
I'm very proud of you, Lin Yang. Okay, very proud of you. Okay, that's been, I want to say much more with the why coral reef will be wiped out after the temperature warmer into the 2 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial level. It's because this one, ocean acidification. Oh, Tong, wake up. Tong, wake up. It's the one that you wonder. Ocean acidification. Why ocean keep getting acid, more acidic? Okay. It's because, again, we goes back to the climate change again. Climate change, it means more CO2, and when CO2 is dissolved into the sea, it goes to be the reaction with the water and it makes the carbonic acid. And yes, carbonic acid in the solution can release the hydrogen ion. Okay, and yes, there's a buffer, but we keep getting more and more concentration of the CO2 in the air, keep getting more dissolved to the sea, and keep the ocean more acidic. And why? What's next? What's next is the animals that live in the sea live will have hard time to live because when you imagine the animal in the sea, many of them are have shells in the outside, right? Like the shells, like the many mollusks, many of the coral reef, right? They have the strong solid structure that's made by calcium ions or carbonate ion in the sea. Okay, if the sea on the left side, the sea water pH is around 8, above 8, if it's above 8, okay, they can have many of the carbonate ion and keep that calcium, the carbonate ion, to makes that shell, okay, to be the calcifier. Calcifier is to make the shells, okay. Not only the shells outside, the fish in the sea will need calcium also, and uh, they need this reaction also, okay. But if you have the more concentration of the atmospheric or air CO2 is keep getting dumped in the sea, that makes the seawater acidic, keep getting lower, the pH getting lower, so it's harder for the calcifier like the coral, the nautilus shells, this many of the plankton will be they will have a harder to gathering and makes the shell of the external skeleton of them. Okay, you see that this is really occur. Okay, you see that the purple one is the air CO2 concentration keep getting higher, lower, higher, lower. This is the level in 1 year, okay, by the season. But for the average line, it keep getting higher, okay. You see that in the sea level, the concentration of the PCO2 in the seas keep getting higher in the same manner of the air CO2, and the seawater is getting lower and lower. And if it's lower at the in the future, some species in the food web, yes, will decline. Some will benefit, but some will decline. But many of them that decline are the source of the food to human. Okay, you see that. Oh, what I've taught is about climate change, but the climate change not really have direct effect to the to us, but not only the direct effect, but indirect effect to us, like this before, like this that I explained to you. Okay. Okay, this is what have occurred in a real situation. The smaller prawn or shrimp that you see in the sea, the wiping out of you see that this called the coral bleach, but coral bleach is temporary, but sometimes if it's the permanent, uh, if it's permanent, is maybe the causes of the ocean acidification. Okay, and the shell is keep in the irregular shape, and keep getting worse. Okay. Okay, like this กี่โมงเนี่ย What time is it? 3 o'clock. Okay, I will speed up. Okay, the next from the sea we goes to the fresh water. Okay, on the land, freshwater consumption, the global hydrological cycle. You know that we have the we can remember the cycle, water cycle of the world, right? The evaporation and then rain and rain into the land and land, the water into the land goes to the sea again and all water evaporate again. Like this is the water cycle. And the fresh water is now the fresh and clean water is keep getting smaller in size of the area because the river flow changes and also the clean water is contaminated also. Okay, the global scale river flow changes and shift the wave flows because of the land use change. Okay, this is very important. Land use change, and we human wants to benefit from the river. Okay. Okay, that's some the scientists say that water is becoming increasingly scarce by 2050. Okay, 500 million people likely to be subject to the water stress. Okay, yeah, you see, oh, this is the water in Mekong River, and we have many dams in China, in Laos, in Thailand, in Vietnam, Cambodia. All of us are responsible for this. Okay. Okay. This is a plan in 2017, and many of them are completed. Okay. And the dam, why we build so many dams is because of the we want the power, the hydrological power dam. Okay. And yes, it caused many of the people that goes into rough immediately in Laos, in Vietnam, also in China, in some part in China also. Okay. And this change the way the river flows. Okay, this is not happen only in China, but it's happened in many parts of the world, in South America also, in China, in inland China also, and in South America. Okay, we change the river flows, and there are some of the river, like you see, this is the Mekong River, and that's the Mekong River in the people often think of the Mekong River as the color of the brownish water. Okay, but if you see that, oh, this water is very clear, it reflects the sky in the blue sky and the blue river like this, it means it's a clear water. But clear water is not means a good thing because the because if it's clear, it means that the nutrients, many of the nutrients and many of the elements from the upper part of the river cannot flow into the sea, and that's affect many of the animals that live in the sea, many animals that live in the water lower than the dam. That okay. Land system change. We have talked about this in the class of the Dr. Ratanawat, right? About the deforestation and habitat fragmentation. Okay. Okay. About the age effect and the interior effect, right? Okay, it's affect many things. It's the interrelated. Good. And here, biogeochemistry. Okay. Almost done. Biogeochemistry is come from three words. Okay, bio is mean living, right? Living thing, biology, like this. Geo is mean land, like geology. Okay, geo mapping, and GPS, the G is geo. Okay, and chemistry is chemistry. Okay, biogeochemistry is like the chemicals that runs to the land that affect the living things. Okay, I've shown you about the nitrogen and the sulfur, right? Okay, we talk about the nitrogen. We're talking about the nitrogen cycles that we put the fertilizer into the plants, and these nitrogens will be decomposed and change the forms of the nitrogens into the ammoniums, nitrites, nitrates. Okay, this is a normal one, but if we put more and more nitrogens, we got nitrogen from the air by synthesize it. Okay, you know that the most gas in the air, the most proportion of gas in the air is not oxygen, it's not carbon dioxide, it's nitrogen. That means, and in the past we think, oh, there's plenty of nitrogen everywhere that we can fix it. We all fix it, nitrogen fix it from the air and put it into our farm. And with our farm, we have many of the production. Why I'm Indian now? Okay, we have a many of production. Oh, we grow many plants. Okay, but at that time they don't know that if you put more and more nitrogens, convert more air nitrogen into the reactive form with the fertilizer and put it in the soil, there will be effect to many things. Have you ever heard of the algae bloom or red tide before?
มันคือ
Are you
ภาษาไทยมันคือขี้ปลาวาฬเหรอ
yes
หรือ
yes
ว่าคนละอย่างกัน3 คำ
ภา
นี้
ษาไทยคือขี้ปลาวาฬครับ In Thai we call the whales feces whales dung. Okay, it's the same thing because we thought it's the sheet of the whale, but it's not. It's the process of eutrophication. It means when the nitrates, remember, we have a nitrogen fix it to by the nitrogen fixing bacteria and decomposer makes it ammonia, nitrites, and nitrate. Okay. And if the nitrates comes to the river, flows into the sea, they will have the effect to the sea plants and algae. And that's like we put many of the fertilizer to the algae, and so the algae will bloom, that we call the algae blooms, and after the algae dies, we have the like the we call algae bloom by the dead algae, and this one affect the DO or dissolved oxygen in the sea, in the water. As we are the vets, okay, you know that DO and BOD is affecting the health of the fish, of the many of the living organism and microorganism in the sea. They die. And sometimes it's not only in the sea, but in the area between the sea and the fresh water. Okay, sometimes it's changed the color of the sea, and it's like they produce a toxin also. When the algae dies, it will produce a toxin to the living organisms. You see that there's a diet of the fish populations. Okay. Okay. This is happens in many part of the world now. Also, the atmospheric aerosol loading is the other other boundaries. Okay, we from our human activities, we release many gas that NOx, SO2. We talk about it later about the air pollution. Okay, uh, and these oxidate have the process of oxidation and by the sunlight again, and it now we don't know that we don't know and all of the things that the effect of the of these aerosol loading into the air, but it causes health effect for sure. Okay, especially the nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide. We'll talk about it later. These two, the NOx and SO2, is the major cause of the air quality uh, air quality index. Okay, that lower air quality index. Okay. So that's they has like the proverb thing that there's a proverb or there's a motto that say we change 10,000 years of Holocene into Anthropocene. Holocene and Anthropocene is the name of the era of the world. Okay, Holocene, Holo is mean new era, but we have newer era, which is Anthropocene. It means era of the human. Okay, we change it in about 50, maybe 100 years. So what we do next in the next 50 years, we determine the next 10,000 years. Wow, very sharp คมมากขอยืมปอกมะม่วงหน่อยนะฮะ Okay, that means what we do today, we determine our future, our near future of us and of our son, our grandson, grandchildren, granddaughter. Okay. Yes. This is the atmospheric CO2 concentration, and that's the many of the way that we can do to the world. What where we will go? Okay, we will put more the CO2 level CO2 in the atmosphere or not? Is okay. So for the first part, I will I've talked about the 9 planetary boundaries, and I want to say that be the change you want to see in the world. You know all the major problems of the environment, of the pollutions in the world, and we will have I have the suggested readings. They have a Chinese version also for sure for the Silent Spring, and about the last one, how to avoid the climate disaster. It has a English and Thai version. Not sure about the Chinese, but this is a very famous book. Okay, should have one. Okay, I talk for long. Shall we break? And we come back with the focus on air and soil pollution. Okay. Okay.
5 minutes.
5 or 10 minutes.
Okay.
You choose. 10 minutes. Okay. 10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. See you. 10 minutes. Thank you for your attention. Boop, boop, boop.
พี่เนค่ะ in the previous slide about two words extinction and speciation
ครับ
I know about speciation that is compensate the loss of diversity from extinction ใช่ไหม
อื
คะ
อฮึ
but I don't understand the multiply arrow on your slide อะ
multiply
ตอนแรกมันเป็นหนึ่ง first slide have a one arrow but the next slide have a three arrow
oh it's not arrow it's like the symbol of more than เครื่องหมายมากกว่า
what is different หมายถึงว่าหนึ่งกับสามมันเกิดอะไรขึ้นนะคะ ตามไม่ทัน
อ๋อหมายถึงตอนแรกเนี่ยจริง ๆ แล้ว อัตรา อัตราของการเกิดใหม่กับอัตราของการหายไปของสปีชีส์มันเท่ากันครับประมาณ
อ๋อ
1:1
อ๋อ
แต่พอในยุคหลังๆที่มี pollution มีอะไรเยอะๆเนี่ย ก็เอ่ออัตราของ extinction มันมากกว่า speciation เยอะมากครับสมัย
อ๋อ
นี้ มันไม่ใช่ลูกศรมันเป็นเครื่องหมายมากกว่า ขอโทษทีเราเจนแก็บเนาะ โอเค Tong asked about the question of the slides of that I I show you about the speciation and the extinction. She thought that one is the symbol of arrow.
I don't understand what arrow.
It's not arrow. It's the symbol of more than this one, right? More extinction rate, more than speciation rate.
Means more than.
More than. It's not arrow. At first, it's the one to the ratio of extinction is and speciation is 1:1. Like this is equal, and the extinction keep getting higher, and much higher like this. Okay. Sorry, we have generation gap
221
for
งวด
อะไร
นี้
นะฮะ
แน่
อะไรนะครับ
221
2:1คืออะไรฮะ
total page
อ๋อที่สกิปไปบางอันครับโอเคอันนี้ไม่เยอะโอเคโอเค at first I want to talk about about the pollution and toxicology first but I think that the planetary boundaries is the thing you have to know about the major problems of the environment first okay the major and the pollution and toxicology is just it's just one part of the problem. It's not but it's it's distributed, is divided into it has a little part in each boundaries. Okay, so I want you to see the big picture first. That what's the scientists in the world think what is the main problem of the world first. Okay, so this session. Is the pollution and toxicology is maybe the pollution, you know the words pollution, but the words of ecotoxicology may be new to you. Toxicology, we have know about the toxicology, right? Because we have graduated from the vet school. Toxicology is the study about the toxin or toxic, something toxic. Actually, all chemicals, all the things in the world that we consume, we can call it toxic. We can call it toxin. Okay, like the drugs. The drugs is also toxic, can be toxic by the dose. Okay. Okay. Toxicology and the pharmacology is like the same, almost originate from the same thing to study about what the chemicals do to the body, right? But in the different way, the pharmacology is study about what the drugs do to the have to do something to do with the body in like a good way, and toxicology is the bad way. Okay, but sometimes the chemical is the same. There's a there's a word that say uh, that the dose that make the poison. That mean sometimes it's good. Some chemicals is good to you, but if you consume it's in the high dose, it's the poison. Even in the thing that we eat every day, like water. If you drink like six or 8 liters of water every day, it's poison. Okay. Yeah, and the same as in the drugs, it's also the can be toxic to you if you consume the drugs in the high amount, right? The drugs becomes toxic. Okay, the same as for the world. Okay, there's many of the chemicals in the world, many of the uh, substance in the world that the world can tolerate. But if you put it not in this, not in the right place, not in the right time, not in the right amount, like I talked to you before, the nitrogen is everywhere in the world in the air. But if you fix it and change it to the some form, they can be toxic to many of the living organisms. Okay, and eco. We are in this class. We're talking about ecosystem, eco this. So eco is like a ecosystem. So the toxic to the ecosystem. Okay, not toxic to the body. So it's like studying toxicology in the scale of the environment of the ecosystem or in the world. Okay. Okay. And we'll talk about the impact of the pollutions with the focus of some mechanism and some of the real world case study also. Okay. Let's go. Okay, why are pollution and ecotoxicity important? Are the important field for wildlife and human health? Okay, we have to know about this first because uh, uh, we live in the environment, right? And we are the vets, so we are focusing on the animal health. Okay, not only wildlife, but also the pets. Also, many of them we provide the management, we provide the habitat for them, but sometimes uh, we cannot control everything to the pet, like in the air. Okay, you can control the air of the indoor, but sometimes your pet is outdoor. You cannot control that 100%. Like the parrots, you raise parrots. Some raise the parrots indoor, like in some breeders raise them indoors and they can control. But for many breeders, for many of the pet of the parrot owner, they have it outdoor. And in every year we have the season of the PM, right? PM 2.5, and it's hard to avoid that if you live outdoor. Sometimes for human, we can sleep in our bedroom with the air filter, right? But for the many pets, like if you raise it in the large scale, sometimes it's not worth for the living in indoor all the time. So it has health, the pollution has health impact to the animal health for sure. Okay. Okay. And the pollutions occurs in many forms, like in air, in water, soil, noise. Can you guess more? More types of pollution in air. You can type in the chat. Do you want to tell to speak? Please provide me an example of the types of the pollution. Please. Like air pollution. Plastic. Very good. Anything else? Air, water, soil. Okay, thank you. The plastic pollution is very good. I have one research about plastic ingestion in wild cats, okay, in Thailand, and even in the protected areas, the cats eats. We can detect the plastic in the cat's feces, when many of the cat's feces, because of there's a plastic that flows through the water. Okay, and yes, now you can detect plastic in everywhere. You can detect the nanoplastic in even in human breast milk, the milk that feed the baby. Now the scientists can detect it in a breast milk also. So if you can see it in breast milk, you can see it in the human feces, human food for sure. Okay. And yes, we're talking about pollution. We have many types of pollution: air, water, soil. Remember, there's a noise, light, light pollution. Like noise pollution is maybe mainly from, well, you can see it by for natural and for the human made. But for the human made, the noise pollutions mainly comes from the the construction side, or sometimes by the, if you live in the urban area and near the club, maybe it's maybe from the speaker. Okay, the light pollution. It's because the light pollution example is mainly in the night. Okay, because if in the, like in before we invent the electricity, at night is when it reaches the night, it's dark. Only the candles is not that bright. But after we invent the electricity, we have the light bulb, we have the light during the night. So it's good for the human for doing the activity, extend the activities that we have to do it during the day. You can do it during the night. So, but the light is affecting many of the health problems, like it interfere with your circadian rhythm. You know the word circadian rhythm? Yes or no? Circadian rhythm.
Yes.
Yes. What is circadian rhythm? Dr. Tong.
Is relate about the biological clock that you wake up and sleep.
Oh, very good, Dr. Tong. Okay. It interfere with your uh like biological clock that when it's dark you should sleep. But now we have many light pollution, not just from the light bulb outside, but also from your like many monitors, even uh your phone or your tablet. Okay. And for the wildlife, for the for the animals also. The light in the dark is interfere with circadian rhythm and also the circumannual rhythm, like the migratory birds. Migratory birds, they migrate during the night, and sometimes they confused about why there's a have to like confused about the route that they use during the night also. Okay, and also the insect. Okay, why we open the light and during the night, especially in rainy season, and there's many insects that comes to our light bulb, is because they are confusing with the moon and the source of light by human also. Okay, and that's interfere with their reproduction. So the thermal pollution, the thermal pollution mainly from the nature, like from the volcanic, from the uh, earthquake, like that's from the under the underground thermal. That's sometimes it's a pollution to the when it has the big event, the disaster also. Okay, but also the human-made thermal pollution also, because we have uh, especially in the in the pollution from the factory. Imagine the we are talking we we are like perceiving that the factory will have the effect on like the water. They put the sewage water, the bad water into the nature, right? But sometimes that water is heated, is warm, or is hot, very hot. That's also the thermal pollution to the natural reservoir, to the natural water source also. Yeah, yes, the radioactive, like we'll talk about this in Chernobyl, right? And in the nuclear bomb that Lin also mentioned the nuclear bomb of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki, right? And plastic. So, and there's many sources of pollution also, like I said, natural and anthropogenic by industrial, agriculture, domestic, urban, and energy production. Um, okay, and there's some scientists has many categorization by other classification: primary, secondary pollution by emitted directly or formed after release, like that, like the chem by chemical reaction in the environment, like ozone and smoke. You know the word smoke. Smoke is the works of the smoke combined with fog. We call smoke. Okay, it's like in the PM 2.5 season, we see, oh, it is a good air with a fog, but it's not fog. It is smoke and fog combined. Okay. We can classify by the biodegradable pollution or non-biodegradables. That these terms is the adjective to the waste that can break down into the nature, uh, into the natural substance or organic substance, and sometimes it cannot be break down. We call it non-biodegradable. It break down into the non-organic, inorganic substance, like the plastics, or like the plastic, or many of chemical like PVC, or the polystyrene, like the foam. That's plastics, heavy metals also. At first, I want to have you asked for it in the QR, but it's not necessary anymore. Here, only 2 people. Consider an example near your city. Factory, highway, a large farm. Which pollution do you associate with? Okay, type it in the chat or just speak it. I can't find my unmute button. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Water and highway. What's the pollution in from the water that songs consider that you associate with what's in the water that you think is a pollution?
because many factory mm, that stay near the city, yeah, around here ha need to use the water for producing something, and I think some some province that have low quality of the water.
Some province has low quality of the water because of the factory.
No, because of salt of the water in that
Salt of the water.
อืมฉะเชิงเทราไงค่ะ
In Chachoengsao, or what pollution that you think they have in the water?
It's just a low quality of the water, such as have a many bacterial count that higher from standard, something like
Oh,
that.
you have seen the data there, right?
ใช่ใช่ค่ะฉะเชิงเทราเป็นจังหวัดที่น้ำตรวจยังไงก็ไม่ผ่าน เขาก็เมคเอกสารกันขึ้นมา แต่ว่าโรงงานไม่ใช่คนผิดนะ นึกออกไหม
มันเป็นมาก่อนอยู่แล้วตั้งแต่ major
ใช่
she said that in eastern part of Bangkok, of the province of Chachoengsao, okay, it's near Bangkok that the source of the water from the nature is bad, yeah, has bad quality, okay, that many some อะไรนะ
I mean that so the product that produced from factory in the Chachoengsao province make from low water quality
อะไรนะครับพูดได้ครับพูดได้ไหมฮะ
พูดพูดได้หมายถึงยังไงอะคะพี่เน
product อะไรที่มันเราคิดว่ามันเกี่ยวข้อง
เพ
กับ
ราะ
อันนี้
ว่าก็ทุกโรงงานที่อยู่ในฉะเชิงเทรานะ เพราะว่าเขาคุมคุณภาพน้ำไม่ได้อะ
อันนี้เรามีโรงงานอยู่เหรอครับ
เคยค่ะ เคย
มีโรงงานอยู่ที่ฉะเชิงเทราใช่ไหม
ใช่ใช่
โอเค thank you very much แล้วตอนนี้เรายังอยู่ฉะเชิงเทราไหม
บอกว่าเคยไง
อ๋อโอเค
แล้วก็
ขอโทษที
แต่ว่าเข้าใจบริบทของโรงงานนะ
อือฮึครับ so let's switch to Lin you mentioned highway
Yeah.
which pollutant do you associate with the highway?
I think the highway pollutant exactly in 2 ways. One is for the air pollution, and another is the sounds noise, sounds pollution.
Sound pollution from from the car, from the truck, from the transportation.
Car and
The pavement with concrete.
the when they drive very fast, the speed the sounds of the wind is very loud, and also also some big truck maybe have another noise like wait a minute. Like they use the uh BB
BB.
when when they just a trumpet. Oh my God. Also the sounds they use the trumpet.
The trumpet.
Uh-huh.
The horn. Honk.
Yeah.
Okay. That's noise pollution. Yes, yes. Yeah, very good, very good.
And
Okay.
for the maybe it's still have third way, but I'm not sure because it's just I want to say about some chemical things when they build the road, but I'm not sure about that. It's maybe cause a problem.
That's the problem why the construction is occurring, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. When there's a construction, also there's a like we have first the land use is changed, so you have to you have to like make the maybe the land from the nature into the man-made, but it's necessary for us to change them. Okay, and the second is the chemicals. There's they put the cement into the land and put but and yes, while the construction is operating, there's noises and there's lights also.
Lights, yeah, lights also.
Okay, but now we have many ways to like to mitigate the light pollution and noise pollution by have the barriers. Okay, have the barriers for mitigate for lower the noise. Okay, while lower the dust from the construction also.
Yeah.
Very good example from both of you. Thank you. Okay, and there's some classification of the sources that is a point or non-point process. Like non-point is like they they have the origin. The source is like not only one point, but like a diffuse all over the area. Okay, distribute all over the area. Okay, now okay, I'll talk about this. So I will not mention it in details about the silent spring again. Okay, this is the one that make that made the people of the world of the United States and the world have the green movement, okay, to look into the pollution that the human made. Okay, in like 50 to 60 years ago. This is the first time that we realized that that is really the problems in the environment because of our human activities. Okay. Yes, and this mentioned the widespread of the contamination of the environment in air, water, soils, ecosystem, and the harmful chemicals and biological agents and pollutants in the world that have effect to the ecosystem and the health. Okay. At first, I want to talk in more details about the NOx, we call the nitrogen oxide, and XOX, or sometimes we call SO2, because the main chemicals that is the SO2, the sulfur dioxide, okay, particulates, and VOC, the volatile organic compounds. These substances often originate from the traffic, industry, and agriculture, and there's a pollution. So this pollution is sometimes local, sometimes transboundary. Transboundary means it's maybe originates from one country, but it's affect the other countries, like that. Okay. For air, for measuring the air quality, we have AQI, or air quality index. Do you know about this? The AQI, have you ever heard about this before? Air quality index, or the index for measuring the quality of the air. You know it, or you know it?
Everyone knows หรือเปล่า Everyone
Everyone knows.
see AQI on the weather application on the phone.
Why you said everyone น่ะ huh?
ก็ทุก
Wait
คน
for
ต้อง
Lin to
อากาศต
answer
อนเช้า
first สิ I ask you, not I ask everyone.
Everyone knows.
Okay, Lin, do you know about the AQI?
Yeah, I know.
Because
But
of the application?
just a little bit.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Oh, Lin, very good. Tong, why you claim อ่ะ Who claim อ่ะ Okay, air quality index. Air quality index. We know it because we have the problem, right? We have the problem, real problem of the PM, right? But the AQI is not the PM directly. It's not the PM 2.5 directly. The AQI, they measure many things. Okay, they measure the ground level ozone. They measure the PM 2.5, PM 10. They measure the carbon monoxide. They measure the SO2, the NO2, sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide. So that means, did you know this before, Tong? That they not measure only the PM, but they measure other gases also. Do you know about it?
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Okay, but now you know that not only PM, but there's many things that they measure actually. And yeah, I know that everyone know this from this application, right? And so it's something, right? You see this, okay? But you see, when you look closer, you see that, oh, we have a number in hourly, right? Like from 1 hour apart, but it's keep getting worse, getting better. But you see, AQI, air quality index, you see this, the US AQI. Here, the US AQI. US AQI. So that's mean there's other AQI, right? Because they has US, so they may have other countries AQI also. So, okay. Yes, noise pollutant, maybe PM, maybe other that, and is not really sometimes it's not direct reflect about the PM and the AQI, but mostly is the direction, because now the pollution that we concern the most in the east, in the major cities, in the major cities in the world is the particulate matter. But there's also many pollutions that they included in the AQI. I talk about the US AQI. So there's many of the AQIs that measure in each country. Okay, right? And there has the different cutoff. They have different cutoff of the like in US it may be green, but in US for this cutoff level is bad, but for the same air, but you measure in the other index by China or by India, it may be okay. It's maybe in a yellow level or in a green level, green level. So if we want to talk about the AQI, sometimes we have to look closer about what AQI system that you use. Okay, even in Thailand, so we have our own AQI. Wow. Okay, and other things is has a color coded, right? Color coded grade, like from that from green, yellow, orange, red, purple, and the dark purple, which is the worst. Okay. In Thailand, we have seen purple now. Okay, in some days of the year. Okay, last year. Okay. Yes, in China also, and in India also. Many weeks are in purple. Okay, and you see that there's a threshold of the good, like the good PM 2.5. There's US is the most sensitive, alongside with China and Thailand and India. But there's someone said that, but we are the same human. So that means we should look closer by the definition of the each AQI, and some pollutants that they measure in each AQI are different. Like in India, they're also measuring the ammonia and lead in the air also. Okay, but the other measure the same thing. And the categories in Thailand, we have 5 levels. I don't know why. They have 5 levels. They will not go into the worst one by making it disappear or not. I don't know. Okay. Okay, I guess. Okay. Have 6 level, but a different cut-off threshold. Okay. For the ground level ozone, we mentioned the ozone in the first hour, but we did ozone at the stratospheric in the much higher atmosphere is good for us because it protects us from the UVC, right? But the ground level or the tropospheric level ozone is formed by the chemical reaction between the NOx, the nitric oxide, and the VOC, volatile organic compounds, in the presence of sunlight, and then it causes the ozone. These ozones are the oxidizing agent. It can harm many of the respiratory organs. Okay, it's considered the air pollutions. Many of the and it's the component of the smoke, and it's also the greenhouse gas also. This VOC combined with NOx, and there's is coming is with the reaction from the sunlight, so it's made the ozone, and this ozone that we should not breathe the ozone. It's caused the harmful oxidizing the lung cells. Okay, the other things is the PM 2.5 and PM 10. I think everyone knows about this because we are Thai and Chinese, right? Because we have a problem about this. particulated matters. These particulated matters are the substance, like the dust or the smaller ones that come from the combustion, come from the many kind of combustion, like vehicle, like the cars or the factory or the electrical pans or the heating or maybe from human activities, okay, from the burning of the agriculture, also agriculture, like the burning of the corn crops in Thailand, when we are gonna producing the sugar in the sugarcane crops, we burn the old crops to plant the new crops like that. Okay. Yeah, and we breathe in. But why they measure PM10 and PM2.5? The PM10 with the dust that we do the vacuum cleaning that we see in a vacuum cleaner is mostly the PM10. That PM10 can be harmful to your upper respiratory organs, like when you sneeze, like that. But the PM2.5 is worse. It's going down to your lung. Just PM2.5 is going down to your lung. It's the particulate matter that's the size is less than 2.5 micrometers. It's less. It's like your hair diameter is around 70 micrometers. So this PM2.5 is like very, very small, and it comes to your lung. Not mentioning some of this system, they use a PM10 or PM0.1 that can be reaching your alveolar. Okay, but even PM2.5 is also harmful to your lung. Okay. And so that means PM2.5 is more harmful than PM10 because they're smaller size that make them more penetrate to the lung. Okay. Okay. PM10 also have they can reach your bronchi, your trachea, increase risk of the stroke also. Okay. And this graph depicting the exposure of the PM2.5 apparition per GDP per capita. Okay, what are we seeing? The x-axis cannot, x-axis is GDP. You see the rich one, the rich country is on the right side, and the poor country is on the left side, and the PM2.5 levels is the y-axis, the vertical axis. Okay, so you see that many of the many of the like rich country have the lower the level of the PM2.5, and many of the poor country have higher PM2.5 pollution level. Okay, it's because of the poor country, we mainly depends on the combustion of the carbon fuel, like that's like the oil, like the fuel, like the gas, natural gas, like that. And the rich country, maybe they import from the other countries, okay, like this. Okay, but there's a variation. There's a many factors that involve also, not only the combustion of the carbon based fuel, okay, carbon based energy. This website is very useful. Our world in data. I will show you. Actually, it's an interactive ones, not the static graph. Okay. Sorry. our world in data. If you want to see the data that visualize you in the many effective way, you can search in these websites. Like we are talking about PM. We are talking about the radioactive, radiative, like what are we talking? Heavy metal. What? They have no. Okay, pollution. Plastic pollution. Like this. They have a visualized graph, and you can see it. You can put your mouse over each year to see. Okay, like this is a global plastic production. This is the how they distribute in the ocean. Plastic waste emitted to the ocean. Who's responsible for the plastic waste in the ocean? Okay, per capita. Okay, you see, oh, Thailand, you are a bad guy. Okay, Thailand, China, oh, good. It's but this is per capita. Okay, there has many of the good writings, good article for you to see if you want to see in each pollution types or in many of the topics that is the world's problems or the topics that affect all over the world. Yes. Rivers contribute the most oceanic like this, and sometimes like yeah, you can see it in each countries, and you can make it 2D, 3D, make it in the chart, and you can select some of the countries that you interest. You see Indonesia, add Indonesia into the graph. You see China compared to Asia, compared to other parts of the world. This is the interactive ones. Okay, just filter Thailand. Where is Thailand? Where is Cambodia? Where is China? Like this. Same, almost the same place. Okay, like this. Okay. Switch back to our topics. Okay, death rate. Why are we talking about this? Because the pollution of the air by the PM 2.5 is the not is a serious thing. It's a serious thing because it's causing death. Okay, there's a death rate from the PM air pollution and the PM 2.5 that has the like the positive correlation. Okay, the bigger circle is the population. Okay, you see the China and India affect from the high death rate from the PM. Okay, the higher PM, the higher death rate from the air pollution. Okay. Okay, let's get back to the other part of the AQI. Is the NOx. It's the composed of two gases, which is nitric oxide or NO, and nitrogen dioxide, which is NO2. Okay, but mainly we see the NO2 is the more than NO, and it's yes, again, it's contribute to the formation of the smog and acid rain. Okay, and affecting the tropospheric zone. Tropospheric zone is the zone that we live. Okay, zone that we live. Yes, troposphere here, around 18 kilometers that we from the sea level. Okay, even you travel by plane. is around 10 kilometers from the ground, from the sea level. We are traveling in the plane, but it's still in the troposphere. But for the stratosphere that we mentioned about the ozone is much higher. Okay. Where is the space? The space is 100 kilometers away from the sea level, about the thermosphere. Okay, let's get that. Okay, nitrogen dioxide can be originate from combustion, from the factory, from the car, from the transportation, and also in Indonesia there has the can be occurred by the lightning. Okay, by the lightning there striking the nitrogen in the air and made it into the nitrogen dioxide directly. Okay, it's harmful because it can cause the acid and it can be and it can oxidize into the nitrogen dioxide and also oxidize into the ozone, like we're talking about the ground ozone level. The other thing is SO2, sulfur dioxide, sulfur dioxide, also made the acid rain and it's had the effect on the sorry on the health also. But this one, a major part of this SO, sulfur dioxide, is the sorry, is from nature, from volcanic activity. There has it's the largest natural source of the global scale SO that in our atmosphere. Okay. Okay. Oh. Okay. It's caused both health impact and environmental impact. I'll show you in this slide. For health, it's irritating the eyes, the lung, also the heart diseases, and also the environmental impact also. Okay, and that's all for the air pollution. The effect of the air pollution, like I said before, it's causing death. Okay, causing death. You see the air pollution is the second risk factor of the death in the world. It's like 4 years before. Okay. The number one is the high blood pressure, but number two is the air pollution. Okay. Also, air pollution, and this is not included. Outdoor PM. Here, indoor air pollution. Okay. It's high, but this is combined. When you combine the air pollution is like the risk number two of the global death. Okay. Okay, and death rate from the air pollution is high. Okay, especially the outdoor PM. Okay, now we keep increasing, and some of the undeveloped country has not detecting the PM as good as the developed countries. So the real number may be more. Okay. For soil and water. Okay, soil, we skip from the air to the soil and water, which can be man-made or natural, and we have talked about heavy metal, right? We talk about the Minamata, which is in mercury, heavy metals that have the problems in Japan in the Minamata Bay back in the other class. This contamination contamination can introduce to any human activities into the environment where it's not belong. And like I said, the those that make the poisons. Okay. For the lead and some many of the heavy metals, they come from the mining. Okay, especially in this age of the electronics and the your phones have many of the rare earth. We call rare earth because it's rare elements in the earth. Okay, then these rare earth sometimes is happens it's uh, in it in poor countries that has many rare earths, and rich countries goes to that poor countries to do the mining, and uh, the process of harvesting or mining these rare earth causes many of the wastewater and many of the contaminated chemicals for extracting the metals, these metals, the rare earth. There's many of kind of rare earth, even like all the like molybdenum, like or even lithium. You know that all of the batteries, not all, but measure of the battery that we use in the world has lithium. Like in your phone, there's a lithium polymer, lithium ion batteries. The process of lithium mining is has the you have to put many of the acid, many of the chemicals to the earth, and yes, it causes pollutions, but we are okay because that because it's far from us, okay. But there's local people who suffer from that mining also, okay. And there's a causes and sources of environmental contamination. Okay, I'm talking about this before. Okay. And for the historical context, we see in the past, and sometimes in the past we don't know yet that some of the elements, some of the chemicals is the pollutants, but now we are keep knowing it's better and better that know that, and we know that many of the chemicals that we put into the surface is harmful to the earth and also harmful to the health of the animals and humans also. The keyword is the industrialization, okay? Because it's not slowed down since then. But yes, but it's not slowed down, but we have researches in the engineering and science, and it may be the better for the process that we made it more cleaner. Okay, like this pesticides I showed you, we have dumping more and more pesticides to the surface of the wall. See, herbicides. The major part is herbicide. Herbicides is to get rid of the plants that you don't want in your crop, in your agriculture. Right? You don't want grass. You don't want the thing that you cannot buy, cannot sell. Okay, in your crop. Okay. Insecticide, fungicide, bactericide. Now, when we plant something in the crop, we have to even from the seed, you have to soak it in the chemicals. Okay, I have to answer this call. Okay, about 2 minutes. Sorry. Hello. Okay. Get back. not so long not so long อึดอีกหน่อยครับอย่าแผ่วอย่าแผ่ววัยรุ่นโอเคโอเค This is the world population supported by synthetic nitrogen fertilizer. Okay, we are talking about the fertilizer by the at the planetary boundaries, right? Okay, okay. More and more people are supported by fed by the synthetic nitrogen fertilizer. At first, before the synthetic fertilizer, we have the manure. We put the like fertilizer from the dung, the feces of the other animals, okay, to make the plant grow. But now only more and more synthetic nitrogen fertilizer. This is the trends of the heavy metals contamination. It keep getting higher. We see the nitrates from the nitrates. Okay, here. The conductivity is this is from the to measure the purity of the purity and impurity of the water so in the aquatic system. Okay, the DO is the oxygen in the aquatic system. Yes. Okay, and total particulate, okay, TP. So okay, and yes, the pollution we talking many times. It has the effect on the health, on the biodiversity loss, and yes, ecosystem service, and effect on the health also for the human, indirect. Okay, I won't go into the details now. Okay, in many of the organ system, right? In like in the respiratory system, cancer, neurological disorder. We have talked details in each pollutions already. Okay. For the indirect health impact is impact on the ecosystem service, like for the we have the food and water that contaminated with the plastics, with the synthetic chemicals like this, like we have talked before, and sometimes it's the prolonged exposure to the environmental toxin, like the plastic. Sometimes we in the past we have the plastic containers, like the containers of the like plastic cup that at that time we don't know about the contamination of the BPA, bisphosphate. I cannot remember the full name, but the PPA is the like is the endocrine, the hormonal disruptor that it can release the chemicals that mimics the estrogen activity into your food, and it can be harmful to the people in the past. Okay, but now there's if you goes to the department store and wants to buy the plastic container, plastic water container, plastic food container, sometimes it's called, we say that it has the BPA free, like that. Okay, so maybe in the future we have the other chemical abbreviation free again, because now the thing that we use is cause some toxic to us. We don't know. Okay, but it's maybe causing the chronic disease by prolonged exposure. Okay. Okay, and vulnerable populations so the populations that will affect from the pollution first often be the one is the young, old, pregnant, or immunocompromised, or the socio-economic disadvantage, the poor one, poor people, the poor countries. Okay, maybe the pollutions come from the rich countries, but it can be harmful for the poor countries. Okay, and the toxification and climate change. Why we are talking here? We are talking about this topic here because you know all the factors of all the problems about the pollutions here. Then not the pollutions they are not the sole problem, but it links to the other problems. One problems linked to the other problems can be one problems can be the cause of the other problems. The other problems can be cause of the worsen the same problem like this. Okay, it has or sometimes it has the synergistic effect. Okay, synergistic effect is like when you have one problem and the other problem, but if it's occur at the same time, the result is worse than 1+1. It's like a 1+1, but the result is more than 1. It's more than 2. It's maybe 3 or 4 or 5. Okay, it's synergistic effect. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes they share driver or share cause and share impacts. Okay, and intercorrelation, yes. Okay. So a bit effect. Okay, skip to the case studies. Okay, no minamata again. Chernobyl disaster, we have talked about this. You see the before and after. Before and after, this has like the bombing of the core of the power plant, which is the nuclear reactive cesium. We have the more thyroid cancer people. We have the mutated animals that live in that area. Okay. The other is the deep water horizon oil spill. It happens in like 15 years before. You may have heard it from the international news. Okay, it's the greatest marine oil spill in history. It dumps like many tons of the oil into the seas, but because of the bombing, not the bombing, because of explosion of the oil drill. Okay, it's in the Gulf of Mexico. Yeah, Gulf of Mexico. You see the deep water horizon oil rig is here. Okay, so and you see the gray area here. Gray area is the oil spill. It's like the size of Cambodia, size of the much larger than Singapore, than Bangkok. Okay, so it has many of the effect to the environment, and you see the arrows is the water current, so it made the oil spill spread more on the surface of the ocean. So this was say 66 kilometer off the coast in Louisiana, sinking. Yes, you see this is the current, and this makes the oil spill distribute diverse disperse in the area. There's many. You see the green like pom green things that like the algae, but it's not the algae. It's the like the device that they use to trap the oil spill. And this oil spills is causing the problems not on the marine side, but it came up to the beach. You see, and it goes to the beach. So the beach, the swamp, the initial mount, many of the swamp, many of the watershed area here is the we are talking about ecotone. Ecotone is where the two ecosystem are intersection in the border of two ecosystem has we call the ecotone, and in the ecotone we have many of the species because sometimes species can live both in the water and in the land, in the beach. So it have rich and diverse of the living organism here, and it's affected by the oil spill. See, even birds, they have wings, but the water birds, the marine birds, like the pelicans, affected by this oil spill also when it goes into the water, and the oil spill will cover up their feather. This. Okay, and not only the deep water horizon, but that is greatest. But there's a many of the oil spills, and but not by the oil rig, but by the other spill, by other maybe other causes, like you see this is from the Gulf War. Before you were born, right? 1991, 1992. In the Persian Gulf, there's a dumped, intentionally dumped the oil into the sea, and they intentionally burn the oil to causing the smokes in the air intentionally because they want to hide their country from the air attack like that. So this is a like major pollution to the world. Yeah, not only the deep water horizon, but there's many of the big conglomerate company that causing this problem. Okay, this is where they are how they are solving the problem by gathering the oil spill by the ship, by the plane, by putting some chemicals to make it sink and to seal where it was spilled. Okay. ใกล้จบแล้วครับใกล้จบแล้ว Oh. So there's many of the from the pollution that we have talked today. There's many method of monitoring and assessment that we are developing the method and monitoring every day. Okay, and we should have risk assessment for all the activities that have the risk for leaking the pollution into the environment. And yes, it's good to have a technology and innovation for improve these assessments, like the AI. Now are all the big conglomerate, big companies use the AI for everything, and big data maybe for early detection, for leaking, for detecting maybe not only the oil spill but many of the pollutions from the factories. But now some of the scientists say that from the good factory is now clean because they have many of the regulations for for detecting or regulate them. But for the small companies or the poor country in Thailand, maybe Dr. Tong knows that someone has fabricated the documents. There has a more risk for the releasing the pollution into the environment. Okay, and yes, after monitoring and assessment, we have to have mitigation strategies. Like in Thailand, we have the Ministry of the Industry. Okay, and we have many of the very many of the scientists that want to apply the high-tech strategies for mitigation for the solving the environment problems. But maybe only one ministry is not enough because there's the causing of the pollution, not only causing by the industry, it's maybe causing by the policy. Like in Thailand, once we have a policy of importing recycle waste, but all the waste materials from the other countries that we recycle, but the real situation is we import and just sometimes it's not recycled, but we recycled, but just dump into the soil, some dump into the soil or water that the problems comes from the other countries to Thailand, to the poor countries, and the effect is the locals, like that. Okay. But sometimes Thai export something to the other countries. Who knows? Okay. I don't blame any countries. Maybe, but the policy is the policy and the บังคับใช้ the regulations is the thing that should be doing better in many countries. Okay. For future direction, there's many of the trends, emerging trends in global toxification, like we just be aware of the plastic in like 10 or 20 years ago. And research priorities in the area of further investigating and education, like you are doing today. Okay, that's it. Let's go to today. We are talking more about the pollution of the air, water, soil, and radioactive. Okay, but I have a very short assignment. Oh, 1 month. Don't worry, 1 month. Okay. We I want you to research the problem of these three, because we are talking less about these three pollution source, the noise, the light, or the thermal, and provide the example of each problem. The problems, at least, and share your opinion on how to prevent or solve these problems. Okay. 1 to 3 page PDF is okay. Okay. Any questions to me about the assignment? เสร็จก่อน5 โมงเลยเป็นไง Any question? Are you still with me? Please show the sign of life here.
อีเตอร์คือทั้งหมดหรือว่า
อ๋อ
อย่าง
เอาดีกว่าพี่เปลี่ยนอย่ามาทำไม่ยากหรอกสั้นๆ off all
อ๋อใช่ไหม
off สั้นๆพอโอเค share
Just need to select one, right?
no off each one, each problems, noise, one noise problem, one light problem, one one thermal pollution problem. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just short one. Just give me an example and your opinion how to solve or how to prevent them in the future. Okay. Because these three we are not getting in detail, so maybe it's your time to research. Okay. Any problem, or do you want to go outside now?
อืม
Have you congratulate Mickey yet? ต้องมีถ่ายรูปอะไรกันไหม
What is the impaction from this pollution that you want me to research?
Just what is the cause and what's the impact? It's okay.
มันต้อง relate กับอะไรไหมคะหรื
ไม่
ว่า
ต้องครับ
โอ
แต่
เค
ประเทศไหนnot only in your country, not only you can select any example in the world.
สโลปมันต้องมีเงินไม่มีก็จบ
อะไรนะ how to solve them money
ใช่ไม่มีก็จบ
solve everything เราเป็นพวกทุนนิยมสุดขั้วในเมื่อไหร่
What is money?
oh she said every problem can solve with money
Yeah.
เออพูดมันก็
If-
พูดได้แหละ วิธีแก้น่ะ จะทำไหม
เนี่ยเราก็ไปคิดลบซะงั้นสิเอาให้เขียนแค่วิธี
ไม่ได้
แก้
ติดลบมันคือเรื่องจริง
she said very pessimistic we can't solve anything because we have no money we have money and yes if we have unlimited money we can like go to Mars and maybe live there okay bye anything related to the assignment not the money problem
Okay.
okay so I will send it the PDF again to you rearrange it and send the assignment also in the email
Okay.
สวัสดีครับ
ขอบคุณค่ะพี่เน
ขอบคุณครับ
Thank
thank you
you
สวัสดีครับ